on this corner.
Charlie speaks the truth, and they're trying to kill him as fast as they can. Every time he opens his mouth, he speaks the truth, and they can't stand it. That's why they're trying to kill him. They're trying to kill the truth.
He said that he cut a man's head off. Was that the truth?
You better believe he's gonna cut some heads off when he gets out of here. He's gonna cut all your heads off when he gets out of here. Because that's what you got coming.
Anything would be better than the hell they're putting Tulip in. Or he did it himself, you know. They know they can't sell the man, but they're trying to keep him clean, you know.
Talk to Sandy upstairs?
It's really strange how the news distorts, you know, what little Charlie says. You know, tired, you know. He just, you know, he'd rather, you know, be sent up. He says, okay, I chop his head off. I'll say anything you want me to say. Just, you know, give me some rest, you know. So everybody's very happy now. They got what they wanted, you know. But when he says anything else, then they don't pay any attention to that. When he speaks a lot of the truth up there, you know, they don't pay attention to that. They just pay attention to what they want to pay attention to.
It's like going to court, you know, in itself is just a very boring thing. But when he gets upstairs at night, it's being on the point constantly because there's people, you know, and there's jailers that then finally quiets down, and it's a very constant thing.
They had him
Getting
alone
tired of
for
it.
a while, you know, alone in his cell. And then all of a sudden,
Members of the so-called Manson family. Members of the so-called Manson family who camped for nearly 8 months on a street corner outside the Hall of Justice during the last trial are here again. A 4-month growth of hair covering their heads, shaved bald in protest of Manson's sentence of death.
Did you get that?
You were up to speed of it. There are still these remnants of the Manson family. Other young people caught in that time are trying to start over. One more. There are still these remnants of the Manson family. Other young people caught during that time are trying... There are still these remnants of the Manson family. Other young people try... There are still these remnants of the Manson family. Other young people caught during that time are trying to start over. Is Mr. Spawn still out at the ranch?
No,
He's moved?
Yeah, he's moved.
Is he in the trailer?
No, he's moved to Oregon.
Oh, he has. Is there anyone at the ranch?
No, the ranch has been bought.
Oh, who bought it?
Some German man who cheated him out of the land, you know.
What have you been doing since Charlie was sentenced?
Well, we've been kneeling on the corner, and then for about 5 or 6 days straight, we crawled on our hands and knees from Doheny to here, trying to wake up some people. It seems like the only time the news comes around is when they get some juicy bit of information that they want to hear, you know. Charlie's tired. He's being harassed quite a bit, and he's tired, you know.
What do you think about the second trial now?
He's not getting any justice. In other words, he doesn't have his voice. They still won't let him speak. And the only time when he does speak, they distort his words. Still, he's just trying to let some truth out. That's all he's doing, you know.
Is it just about the same as it was for the first trial, do you feel?
Well, they're just going through jury selection now, but there's no justice in those courtrooms, you know. When they don't even let a man defend himself, you know, when he can't even speak and another man has to speak for him that he can't even communicate with, then it can't be a fair trial.
How long have you been here? Nearly a year?
Yeah.
What have you learned?
Learning that this is falling, that this Christian thought is falling. There's a new thought arising. We learn that the only truth we've ever heard comes from Charles. See how they keep him down. They keep him from having his own voice in, you know, for his own life. They don't let him speak. Here's an experience that happened to me today, which doesn't mean much. I was caught in the jury room. I didn't even know it was the jury. And I said, I didn't know it was the jury room. And they said, you're a liar, you know. Now they tell you they don't let you speak, and when you get a word out, they put it down. They only want their reality. Their own, yeah, our reality is much stronger. And they're trying to kill it as hard as they can. Yeah, justice is coming. Justice is coming in your streets. Fires are coming. It's the only way. You could let him speak and let him go peacefully, but you choose to ignore the truth, ignore your children, ignore what you've been doing to people, poor people, for a long time. Now it's all coming back at you. And I don't like, you know, I don't say that with hatred. I just say it as a statement of fact. Wake up. You gotta wake up.